So, I've recorded this video probably 3 separate times now. And it's a video that I've thought about making for a long time, on and off, on and off. And I never got it right, or there was something missing, or I just felt like it wasn't necessary. There's so many different reasons why I never made this video. And I decided probably about a month ago now that I wanted to, there was a piece missing, and that would have been a backdrop or something that happened in the background. And so I asked Ben to draw this picture for me, and it kind of describes what I'm feeling, or what I've been feeling, or how I feel. You know, I feel like I'm being tugged in many different directions by different things, by friends, by family, by my own demons, by work, by debt, by just so many things. Now, I don't think it's any surprise if I were to just come out and say that I struggle with my own demons, like we all do. But you know, to come out and say that I feel like I'm depressed, like it's always so weird to say out loud, to just say that I feel like I have depression, because I've never been like clinically diagnosed with it, but I don't know how else to describe the feeling I have all the time of just like being in pain on the inside. Like there's a physical pain inside my body that stems from what I'm thinking and how I feel about things. I don't know, and it's just constant. And so there are things that I can do to make it better. You know, I can try and take my mind off of it by playing games, but it's so much more than just like even hobbies that I just absolutely love, like music or video games and things like that. You know, I can sit down and I can try and play, and I'm just so uninterested, tired, and not happy that I don't even want to play them. I could sit on the couch and look into nothing, like a blank TV, for an hour, and that would be fine. But that's not okay. Like, I feel like that's gotta be a sign that something's wrong, or the constantly being tired, even after a good night's sleep, just being exhausted. And you know, I've dealt with it a long time, so I try to distract myself with things that force me to keep busy. That's why I've always been so gung-ho, so passionate, and so knee-deep in work. I've always been putting myself into work 130%, and I think it's just because it is a way that takes my mind off of everything. And so that's my coping mechanism, right? And the thing is, I think that it needs to be something that I can't say no to. I have to go to work. I have bills to pay. I have debt that I have to accomplish with student loans and things like that. So I feel like it's important that I go to work. So I go to work, and if I'm going to be there, I'm going to give it my all. And I'm going to take pride in it. But it's crazy because that's never how I intended it to be. Like, I always intended for me to be 26 years old and looking at buying my first house and married and kids, or a kid or something like that, and starting that whole thing, because that's always kind of where I wanted to focus. But life has pushed me in a different direction. and that's just the way it is. So I've had to make some difficult decisions on prioritizing the career. You know, I got the career before I got the degree, so I didn't finish the degree. I didn't like I was stagnant with my position, so I moved to Petoskey to take on a new challenge and made some good friends there, and you know, lived on my own for a while, which was good and bad, because you spend too much time with your own demons at that point. And then, you know, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything progressive, so another opportunity comes up, and I moved again. Left my old roommate behind, who helped me through some tough times, and moved into a new place on my own again to challenge myself, challenge my career. It gives me the chance to grow as a manager, as a leader, as a person, and all of these things. And I'm always just wondering if I made the wrong move somewhere along the line. I'm always afraid that I've broken bonds with people I can't repair. I'm always worried that maybe taking the job in the first place was the wrong move. Maybe I should have prioritized the friends and family. Maybe I should give up on the friends and family thing. Maybe I should just focus and be a career nut. But I don't think that's what I want. I would like to have a balanced life between both. But I've just had so many different things. I've always been so passionate about music and about golf and acting, and you know, those were dreams that I lived partially. You know, I had my heyday in high school with golf, and I didn't try out for the team in college because I chickened out. I thought I wasn't ready, and then I tore something in my leg, and I was never the same. You know, with acting, I could have tried to continue it, but I prioritized work and had to step further and further away from the stage. But I loved it. One of the coolest things I've ever done was act at LSSU, or even in high school. It was one of the most fun things I ever did. And then with music, I always keep talking about finishing this little music project that I've written, and it's written. It's almost all it needs to be done is recorded. I don't have the time. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the software. I don't have the technology, like the pieces to record it, and I don't have that. I used to write stories and things like that all the time, and I just never stuck with it. I have all these ideas for little short stories or manga or comic or anime or whatever that I would love to partner with Ben, who made this background for me, and make these things. But again, I just don't, and the motivation isn't there, the time's not there, and I don't know what it is. I don't even know why I'm making this video. Maybe it just feels good to rant. Maybe it's just good for me to go out and say that I have I have things that are always clawing at me and grabbing at me, and maybe I just need to bring that to light so that people understand what I'm going through. The people who do check up on me and are worried about me, maybe this is what you need to just know that, yeah, I have some problems, but you know, I'm not gonna go down a bad path. I'm just not. That's not who I am. That's not what I'll do. So I don't want anyone to ever worry about that. I just think that I needed to admit that I'm not okay all the time. And the people who see that and check in on me, I really appreciate it. There, there's not enough ways for me to say thank you when you check in on me or inspire me, because that's actually what's happened. I've had people check in on me that I didn't think would check in on me, who I didn't think paid attention to the little things, and they've reached out to me, and they've actually been very, very pivotal in me coping with some darker times, and I can't express my thanks enough to them. You know, I wish that I could do the same for them. I just don't know if they want to talk about some of the things they deal with, or if maybe they're just truly happy, which is something that I honestly just don't. I almost don't know what that's like, to be so happy, that, like, in my core happy. There are moments, maybe even days, but those moments flash by so fast that I forget about the middle, or I forget it almost. Like, I can remember glimpses of that, but I don't know what it's like to be in that state of waking up and not having that pressure underneath me to just be at zen with myself. Like, that's crazy to me. I can't even fathom being happy as a general rule. It's crazy to me to think that some people are. And maybe they aren't. Maybe it's all a show. Maybe they're just good at hiding it. I don't know. But I do want to thank everyone who's checked in on me and things like that. I really do appreciate it. So I just wanted to make this, I guess, to say, hey, I'm not okay, but that's okay, because I will be okay. And I think that that's what it comes down to. It's just got to be awareness. Like, you can't lie to yourself and say that everything's fine, because it's not. If it's not, it's not. And is there an on or off switch to just make it better? Absolutely not. Not even a little bit. There is no switch to just make yourself happy. There's no switch to just forget about your problems. There's no healthy way to do any of that. It takes work every day. I think that that's what it comes down to, is if you're depressed, you fight yourself every day to make sure that you are not a burden, and to make sure that you are not just so miserable that you can't continue. And when you fight yourself to do that 24/7, 365, you exhaust yourself out. And I think that that's just the thing. And that's why people who are depressed are so tired, is because they're always exhausting themselves, just trying to put on the facade at work, or trying to make sure that people aren't worried. So I just wanted to put all of this out there. And if there's somebody that I know, or if this is on YouTube, and somebody even I don't know is having a hard time with the way things are, and the first step is just to talk about it, maybe this will change it so that they'll talk to somebody about it, because sometimes that's all you need to do to start things. That's not going to fix everything, but it's going to start fixing. And that's what it's got to be about. You got to make a conscious effort and a conscious decision to go through and say that I'm not okay, but that's okay. I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to take the steps that I think I need to take to make things as good as I can. not make them better, but to make them as good as you can. Some people, that might be seeing somebody for mental health, like a professional. Some people, maybe it's just talking about it with somebody you're close to once a week, or whenever you have that the demons are just at you, clawing at you more than normal, and you just need to talk about it. You know, whatever that first step is, take it in a healthy way. Because there are things that people use that are bad coping mechanisms. You could argue that being a workaholic is a bad coping mechanism. That's a very valid argument, and I would be willing to have that discussion. But other things like like alcohol, is obviously not a good coping mechanism, because it doesn't deal with a problem, it just numbs it. And then after you get used to it being numb, the problem itself gets bigger, the way you react to the problem gets worse, and you need more alcohol to continue to numb it, and it doesn't help. So those are not good ways to deal with your problems. Do it in a way that's not going to hurt you or the people around you. So that is what was on my mind. That's how I feel about just life in general. I'm always in a battle, but I'm always trying. So I really appreciate those who check in on me, those who do check in on me, or who watch this. Please don't be worried. That's unreasonable of me to ask. Of course you can be worried, but just don't have the fear that something terrible will happen, because it won't. Not that bad. Just you know, we've all got things that we struggle with, and if somebody wants to just vent to me, then vent to me. I can't guarantee. I am literally the worst at keeping in touch with people. So if I don't message you back right away or whatever, please don't take it wrong. I am very busy with work, and I am the worst. I will click on a message at work, and then I don't respond because I'm just busy for 6 hours, and then I forget the message is there sometimes. To take a safe bet, message me at midnight. I'm probably home at midnight. Most nights. Not all nights, but most nights. So I just wanted everyone to know where my head's at, and it's okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm not worried. I know I'll continue to have my good days. I know I'll continue to have my bad days, and everything's gonna come together at the end, because it has to. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, I gotta keep going. That's the only thing that I know is, in one way or another, is moving forward. So I'm gonna continue to do that. One way or another, I'll move forward, and I'll continue to hopefully get closer and closer to finding that true happiness, or that full happiness. And I'll just keep working on it, whatever it might be, because that's what I believe I've got to do. And so that's what I'm gonna do, and I hope that somebody out there finds the courage to take their first step, because they watch this and they don't feel alone about the whole thing. Like I said, sometimes you never know who's going to reach out to you and who's going to make the biggest difference when they do. Your best friend obviously cares about you, and your best friend will check in on you. But sometimes it's the people that you don't know will reach out that'll actually affect you the most. Because that's when you realize that somebody's connecting with you based on how you act or what you say or what you post or whatever. They know where you're at. They can tell what kind of dark place you're in because they see through any facade you may have. They read between the lines and they might connect the dots. So they're the ones who affect you the most when they reach out because they get it. And so there's one person in particular who fits that for me, and I really appreciate them reaching out and checking in on me when they did. And words can't describe how appreciative and how much that person has inspired me to kind of change, even if it's baby steps, and do what I can to be happier. Thank you guys for hearing me rant. Thank you for tuning into the video. And I hope that everyone has a good day. And on the YouTube channel, expect more gaming related content coming out soon. I just wanted to put this out there and take care of all the thoughts in my head so I can clean the slate a little bit and move forward. I'll be seeing you guys really soon with more gaming videos, and if you're friends or family, you can message me, and everything's good. That's the bright side. Everything's good. So I will talk to everybody really soon.